Hey everybody, welcome back or to the channel. My name's Mike. Today's story is the Gabby Petito mystery. Let's go ahead and get started. In the vast and varied tapestry of American landscapes, where the open road invites wanderers to explore the countless wonders, emerged the story of Gabriella "Gabby" Petito, a young woman full of dreams, aspirations, and an undeniable thirst for adventure. Her journey would soon capture the hearts and minds of millions, turning an intimate odyssey into a national conversation. Together with her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, Gabby embarked on a journey that many only dream of, a cross-country adventure in a covered white Ford Transit van, meticulously designed to be their moving sanctuary. Their travels were to be documented on social media, where they shared their stunning photos and cherished moments, inviting followers to join them on their journey from the comfort of their own homes. This endeavor was not merely a vacation, but a vision, a shared project full of ambition and eagerness to explore the beauty of the national parks scattered across the United States. From the rocky depths of the Grand Canyon to the serene shores of the Pacific Northwest, Gabby and Brian planned to etch their own tale of adventure into the annals of wanderlust narratives. As you listen, remember, at its center was a young woman full of life, a sister, a daughter, a friend. This is the story of Gabby Petito, her dreams, her journey, and the impact her story would have on the world. Gabriella "Gabby" Petito was born with an adventurous spirit, one that was nurtured in the vibrant landscapes of Blue Point, New York, where she grew up. From a young age, Gabby was drawn to the beauty of the natural world. Whether she was hiking through the lush woods nearby or daydreaming about far-off places, Gabby's gaze was always cast towards the horizons, her thoughts filled with wanderlust and the promise of discovery. By the time she finished high school, Gabby was determined to carve her own path, one that would allow her to explore the world beyond her hometown. Her creative energy flowed through various outlets, from art and photography to social media, where she shared snippets of her life. Her creativity was infectious, drawing people in with her warmth and enthusiasm for life. It was during this time that Gabby met Brian Laundrie. The two connected over their shared love of adventure, art, and travel. Their bond quickly deepened, with both daydreaming of a life where they could experience the world together. Their relationship evolved as they blended their visions into one cohesive plan, a cross-country van trip that would take them to some of the most breathtaking sceneries of the United States and what it had to offer. With quiet determination, Gabby and Brian began transforming a white Ford Transit van into their home on wheels. This van, which would become an integral part of their shared story, was meticulously outfitted with everything they needed for life on the road. Inside, they created a cozy nook, complete with a bed, kitchen essentials, and a space for their belongings. Every detail reflected their personalities and the simplicity of life led by adventure. In July of 2021, their long-anticipated journey began. Setting off from Blue Point, Gabby and Brian ventured westward, ready to explore the vastness of America's landscapes. Each stop presented a new chapter in their adventure, from the red rocks of Utah to the endless skies of Colorado. They documented their travels on social media, sharing vivid images and heartfelt reflections that captured the essence of their journey. To outsiders, these posts were windows into the life and freedom of exploration, with Gabby often at the center, smiling brightly amidst the grandeur of nature. Her followers watched with interest, drawn to the couple's seemingly perfect voyage of discovery. But as we know now, the beginning of the adventure can also be fraught with challenges unseen. While the photos displayed scenes of joy and serenity, they tell only part of the story. As friends, family, and followers admired their journey from afar, there were moments hidden from view, moments that held tensions and trials that would later unravel with profound implications. This chapter of Gabby's story is not merely the start of a road trip, it's the inception of a journey into the heart of what it means to seek, to dream, to endure. Through this lens, we begin our exploration of a narrative both beautiful and tragic, rooted in the essence of human experience. Their initial steps took them through the majestic expanse of the American Midwest. Crossing vast plains and gently undulating hills, the van, their home away from home, became the vessel for their dreams. Every day on the road unfolded like a new page of a captivating novel, each destination a new setting in which their lives would be momentarily paused and while they admire the surroundings. Amidst the picturesque backdrops, Gabby's social media posts became more than just pictures. They were chronicles of their journey, filled with joy, laughter, and love. There were videos of laughter echoing in canyons, candid moments of campfire warmth, and photos that caught the glow of sunset casting long shadows over sprawling landscapes. Their followers eagerly awaited each update, living vicariously through the vibrant imagery of their travels. However, life on the road was not without its challenges. The nature of constant travel, while thrilling, also brought with it the small tensions and stressors inherent to living in close quarters. The pressure of maintaining the perfect narrative online could obscure the ordinary stresses of young relationship dynamics. Underneath the aspirational images lay moments of fatigue and dissonance as they navigated different perspectives and the relentless logistics of life on the road. Yet, each new morning offered a blank slate, a chance to reconcile and renew their shared commitment to their dreams. Gabby's resilient spirit was a beacon during these moments, always looking ahead, finding beauty even in the smallest grains of sand or on the way light danced on the rocks at twilight. As they passed onward toward Wyoming, excitement brewed for the adventures yet to come, unaware of the shadows gathering just beyond the horizon. Gabby and Brian were woven into the very fabric of their journey, a tapestry of light and shadow, exploration and reflection, a journey that would soon capture an audience far larger than they ever could have imagined. As August drew to a close, the excitement of exploration continued to pulse through Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's journey. Yet beneath the surface, subtle undercurrents hinted at the narrative not depicted in their picturesque online posts. Unknown to the millions who followed their account, what began as a thrilling escapade was slowly being overshadowed by tension and uncertainty. The couple adventured into the isolated and rugged terrain of Wyoming, a place where the natural world loomed large and civilization fell away like a faded echo. Here, in the vastness of the state's landscapes, communication with the outside world diminished, contributing both to the adventure's allure and a sense of growing insular pressure between Gabby and Brian. The last confirmed sighting of Gabby was on August 27, 2021 in Jackson, Wyoming. However, gaps began to emerge in the couple's social media updates. Once frequent and filled with vibrant captures of their travels, concerns started to grow among family and friends who noted Gabby's silence. Her regular updates, messages, and calls that once connected her to the outside world now just ceased. Back in Florida, where Gabby was eventually to return, her family began to feel the mounting dread of the unknown. They reached out to law enforcement, reporting Gabby as missing when Brian returned home alone to Florida on September 1st, 2021, in the van that they had shared. His silence and unwillingness to communicate further ignited their fears, shifting their hopeful anticipation into a disquieting urgency. The silence was deafening. Gabby's disappearance became the center of a storm, highlighted not only by the collaboration of law enforcement across several states, but also by digital communities, rallying to piece together clues from their shared social media presence. Every post, every comment, every video underwent public scrutiny, dissected for hints that might reveal the events leading to the sudden stillness in her voice. Meanwhile, the Petito family faced a heart-wrenching reality. Each passing day without Gabby's return was a dance with hope and dread. What had started as her dream of exploration, an embodiment of her spirit and nature, was turning into an enshrouded mystery, a cacophony of questions echoing through the landscape of silence. Despite their distress, Gabby's family spearheaded an extensive campaign to raise awareness about her disappearance, determined to harness the power of community and technology to bring their daughter home. Their plea resonated deeply with the nation, compelling scores of individuals to extend support, share information, and maintain vigilance. Thus began one of the most widely followed searches of the modern era, a search that transcended geographical boundaries and captured the compassion and yet anxious gaze of countless individuals who yearned for answers, justice, and above all, the safe return of Gabby Petito. In the days following the report of Gabby's disappearance, law enforcement agencies launched a coordinated effort to trace her last known movements. The FBI joined the investigation, working alongside local police in Grand County, Utah, and Teton County, Wyoming, where her last confirmed whereabouts were noted. A task force comprised of investigators meticulously retraced her steps, compiling evidence and piecing together her itinerary from the fragments of digital footprints she left behind. Gabby's social media posts, previously a digital scrapbook full of joy-filled adventures, became critical artifacts in the investigation process. Each image contained valuable metadata, timestamps, and geolocation details that provided leads on her last known locations and movements. With public interest growing exponentially, social media transformed into a tool for not just sharing memories, but for rallying a community of virtual volunteers who scrutinized every detail of the potential insights of the images left behind by Gabby. Messages between Gabby and her family were examined for hints of possible strains or distress. Witnesses who had crossed paths with the couple during their travels began to come forward, offering testimonies that painted a broader picture of Gabby's last days. In particular, an incident of concern was reported by a witnessing couple who had offered the duo a lift at a critical juncture, noting that tensions seemed high between the two. The van, which had carried so much promise at the journey's onset, was impounded and searched meticulously by forensic teams. Inside, investigators hoped to find clues that could illuminate the murky details surrounding Gabby's sudden disappearance. Every fiber, every trace was examined with precision, as experts sought anything that could shed light on the events that had unfolded in the days before her disappearance. Meanwhile, the Laundrie family home in Florida became the focal point of interest. Brian, who had returned home with their van but without Gabby, remained elusive and uncommunicative with the authorities and the public, raising unsettling questions. His disappearance shortly after Gabby was reported missing amplified the mystery and challenged investigators. An official person of interest designation was issued, leading to a separate search focused on his whereabouts. Among the cacophony of investigations and public discourse was the delicate balance of empathy and ethics. Gabby's story, while motivating significant action, also required sensitive handling. As the days turned into weeks, the vastness of the national parks where Gabby and Brian traveled became a terrain as challenging as it was captivating. Search teams combed through forests, creeks, trails, employing drones and canine units in a relentless pursuit meant to leave no stone unturned. The search for Gabby was more than a simple missing person case. It became a call to action, a modern reminder of both the fragility of life and the power of connection, shining a light not only on the details that could help solve the mystery, but also propelling advocacy for awareness and prevention of violence in relationships. On September 19, 2021, after weeks of exhaustive efforts by search teams, a breakthrough emerged in the Bridger-Teton National Forest, a rugged expansion of wilderness known for its breathtaking beauty and whirlwind weather patterns. In a remote area nestled within the park, searchers made a heartbreaking discovery: human remains matching the description of Gabby Petito. The announcement struck like a lightning bolt to the heart of a nation that had been collectively holding its breath. The place where Gabby was found lay hidden amidst the natural splendor of the forest. Yet now it carried the heavy presence of loss. For the investigators, family, and a broader community at large, the discovery was both a culmination of efforts and the beginning of a deeper quest for understanding. For Gabby's family, the news confirmed their deepest fears, marked the end of hope for her safe return and the beginning of the mourning process, a grieving process shared by many who had been touched by her story. Messages of sympathy and support poured in from across the globe, an outpouring of shared sorrow and solidarity with her loved ones. Gabby's family demonstrated remarkable courage during this time, their voices steady and determined as they urged for justice amidst their profound personal loss. Though the discovery answered one haunting question, many others lingered, waiting for resolution. The attention now shifted towards piecing together the timeline and circumstances leading up to her death. Alongside these efforts, the search for Brian Laundrie intensified. His absence in the wake of this heartbreaking revelation compounded the mystery and urgency, introducing a new chapter to an already complex narrative. In memorial of Gabby's life, impromptu vigils were held across numerous cities, candles flickering in the night as silent testimonies of remembrance and calls for change. Her story ignited renewed focus on the importance of safety and support structures in relationships, inspiring advocacy for those who could no longer voice their own stories. As the investigations continued, the commitment to uncovering the truth underscored every action taken by law enforcement, family, and community members. Through this tragic discovery, the enduring spirit of a young woman, the dreamer, the adventurer, called for both justice and legacy, challenging a world far greater than the quiet woods she would have loved to affirm, that no voice, no narrative should ever truly be lost. The discovery of Gabby's remains marked both an end and a beginning, a solemn closure and a resolute call to preserve, to protect, and to remember those whose paths we cross, seen and unseen, in the vast journey of life. With the tragic discovery of Gabby Petito's remains, the story that had captured the hearts of millions entered a new phase, one marked by both intense scrutiny and profound grief. The aftermath of this discovery reached deep into the lives of those directly affected and resonated across the nation, grappling with questions of justice, safety, and the complex nature of human relationships. While the investigation into the circumstances of Gabby's death proceeded with urgency, attention turned toward Brian Laundrie. As the primary person of interest, his absence grew conspicuous and concerning. His sudden disappearance had spurred searches across Florida and intensified media speculation, forming a second chapter of urgency and a quest for resolution. Investigators searched a large, sprawling natural preserve in Florida where it was suspected Brian might have fled. The preserve, dense and perilous, mirrored the complexity of uncovering essential truths. Teams combed the acres of wild terrain full of challenges, their persistence driven by the importance of revolution in every capacity, for legal closure and for emotional healing. Meanwhile, the community, both local and global at this point, continued to stand by them, providing support and solidarity through their enduring vigilance. Media coverage, once a backdrop to personal stories, acted as both a conduit for information and a mirror reflecting society's collective consciousness, provoking reflection, debate, and ultimately action. As the pursuit of justice continued, so did the journey toward healing, a path interwoven with memories and aspirations, extending past personal grief into communal reform. Gabby Petito's legacy, built on love and resilience, was a call not just to remember, but to act, to ensure her dreams and the dreams of those like her continue to inspire positive, transformative change long into the future. As the investigation into Gabby Petito's tragic fate reached its conclusion, the focus shifted towards achieving resolution, not only for her grieving family, but also for a public deeply invested in the quest for justice. The resolution of Gabby's case was marked by complex emotions and profound learning as the nation grappled with the circumstances surrounding her final day. In October of 2021, several weeks after Gabby's remains were found, authorities discovered the remains of Brian Laundrie in the vast wilderness of Florida's Carlton Reserve. His death was ruled a suicide, adding another tragic layer to an already devastating story. Found alongside Brian's remains were personal items, including a notebook that contained crucial insights into his state of mind during the events that unfolded throughout their journey. The discovery of Brian's remains provided a form of closure to the intense search efforts that had covered vast expanses of Florida's challenging terrain. However, it also meant that many questions about the precise events leading to Gabby's death would remain unanswered, locked away in the silence with Brian. For investigators, what could be discerned from the evidence provided some understanding, yet the absence of direct dialogue or confession left gaps in the narrative that could never be completely filled. As legal proceedings came to their inevitable close, without the possibility of a trial or further inquiry from Brian, authorities compiled their reports. The FBI released statements summarizing findings, noting the contributions of both forensic evidence and digital data in piecing together the tragic timeline. While the absence of a living, responsible figure for trial meant the judicial avenues were limited, the pursuit of truth turned toward ensuring tragedies could prompt systematic improvements and reform. The resolution of Gabby Petito's case, while marking the end of the formal investigations, ignited enduring movement for change. Her story, poignant and deeply human, became a beacon for reflection, action, and unity. The journey from heartbreak to hope was emblematic of society's capacity to grow and adapt, learning from tragic events to better safeguard its most vulnerable members. Through all this, Gabby's legacy became one of compassion and action, a call to vigilance, kindness, and justice. To those who followed her journey, she became a reminder that every individual life is precious, deserving of love, protection, and remembrance. Her story continues to inspire, fostering transformative action and compassionate empathy, challenging all to ensure that such tragedies become catalysts for a more just and caring world. As we draw the narrative of Gabby Petito's life to a close, it becomes essential to recognize not just the events surrounding her untimely passing, but the vibrant spirit and enduring legacy she leaves behind. Gabby's story is one of life brimming with dreams and the courage to pursue them. And her memory now serves as a beacon of both reflection and inspiration for countless of individuals across the globe. In memory of Gabby Petito, her life serves as a testament to living fully and authentically, despite the unknowns that life presents. Her journey, though tragically halted, inspires us to pursue our own passions with vigor and to cherish the time that we have, embracing each moment and the people we love. Gabby's memory endures not just in the collective consciousness awakened by her story, but in the actions we take to honor her life. As we move forward, may her legacy continue to spur growth, inspire change, and remind us all of the powerful love, hope, and community of her story. Her story, like the landscapes she so dearly loved, is infinite, a continuous journey urging us to protect, nurture, and celebrate the lives around us. In every step taken, every impacted life, Gabby Petito is remembered, not simply for how her life ended, but for how she lived, and the way in which she continues to inspire others to dream, to act, and to care deeply for one another.